Hi, I'm Stumpy Nubs, and this is the cabinet-mounted knife block. This project was built by Mustache Mike in our homemade workshop, which is full of woodworking machines we built ourselves. If you see a machine or jig that you want to learn more about, you can find videos on our website at stumpynubs.com and plans to build them yourself. The knife block is based on a popular European design that mounts right beneath your upper kitchen cabinets. It doesn't require a lot of wood, just 3 pieces that are about 12 1/4 by 9 1/2, and a 4th that's slightly larger. We had to edge glue some hardwood offcuts to make ours up. You don't have to worry about grain matching or anything like that because the faces of the boards will be concealed. We did use a contrasting wood for the center layer though. I think it looks nicer, sort of like a sandwich. You'll need 2 pieces of particle board or MDF to make router templates. These are also 12 1/4 by 9 1/2. Lay half of your knives on the first template, arranging them however you like. Then use a pencil to trace their shapes. Finally, use a square to block everything in. Make sure you leave a little wiggle room around the blades. To remove the waste from our template, we drilled out the corners, then used my homemade jigsaw to cut along the lines. A bandsaw or even a handsaw will work as well. Remember, this is just a template, it doesn't have to be perfect. Use some pin nails or a good strong double-sided tape to attach the template to the panel that will be on the bottom of your knife block sandwich. Next, insert a 1/2 inch or a 5/8 inch template cutting router bit into a handheld router and set the depth to the thickness of your template plus the thickness of your knives plus about a 1/16 of an inch. Carefully remove the waste from your workpiece using your template as a guide. The larger the base on your router, the easier this will be. Mustache Mike had a little trouble with this small palm router base. I recommend a full-size plunge router if you have one. When you're finished, remove the template and clean up any rough edges. Now this takes care of the knife block's bottom panel. You'll have to repeat the entire process for the top panel, making a new template to match the rest of your knives. That way you'll have 2 layers of knife storage. Now find yourself some good strong magnets. You'll want to embed 1 magnet into each knife slot. The magnets should be positioned so that the knives will lay on top of them. That means the holes for your upper row of knives will be on your knife block's center panel, while the holes for your lower row of knives will be in the lower panel. We used inexpensive rare earth magnets that we got at Harbor Freight. You can buy them online in all sorts of places as well. They're held in place with some simple epoxy. Time to glue up our sandwich. Clamp it together and maybe have a sandwich yourself while the glue dries. When it's dry, place a Lazy Susan bearing right in the center and bore pilot holes for the screws. Don't attach the bearings yet. The final panel mounts beneath your kitchen cabinet, so its depth will depend on how deep your cabinet is, but its width should be 11 1/2. This will allow you to offset it 3/4 of an inch from the front and left edges of your knife block. Lay it in place, then use a straight edge eyeballing above from corner to corner on the knife block below that panel, so that you can find the point on your upper panel that aligns with the center of your knife block below it. That's where you'll position your Lazy Susan bearing. Trace its shape and use a router to rough out a recess that is about half as deep as the bearing is thick. You want it to fit into the recess while still being able to spin its top half. Place the point of a pencil in one of the holes and strike an arc along the hole's path to the left of the bearing. At the center of that arc, bore a 1/2 inch hole all the way through the piece. This hole will make it possible for you to mount your bearing on top of your knife block. Use a magnet or something to drop the screws into the pilot holes below that you previously drilled, then tighten them in place. A 1/4 turn will bring your hole to the next screw location, where you can repeat the process until the bearing is secure on all 4 corners. The result is a panel that spins unevenly on the top of the knife block. This isn't a mistake, it's what you want. Mount the whole thing beneath a cabinet of your choice and you'll see what I mean. I hope you enjoyed this project. It was easy to make. All the information is right here in this video, although you may have to make some modifications based on your knives and your cabinet. You'll also find a version of this project in the August 2014 issue of Woodcraft magazine. Be sure to check out the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal for more woodworking goodness. You can subscribe for free at stumpynubs.com, and we'll see you next time.